Thank you for inviting me to be part of this side event, which is so crucial, which we are holding on the margins of the USA Africa Leadership Summit that is going on in Washington, D.C., to focus on the so critical issue, the so much important issue of ending child early and forced marriage globally. It is an event that is being hosted with our partners, with the International Women's Health Coalition, the International Center for Research on Women, Human Rights Watch, and Girls Not Brides USA, and many other partners that are gathered today. The issue of child marriage is just so important as part of the mandate and as part of the conversation that is going on in this summit. We know that the issue of child marriage, the issue of forced marriage, the issue of early marriage is about social and cultural issues. It is an issue which is so much embedded within the economic status of women and the economic status of girls, especially when we look at household poverty. The issue of child marriage is a political issue. It is a security issue. This is why it is important for us to immediately and clearly send key messages to the heads of states that are gathered in Washington, D.C., especially in Africa. We know that the African Union launched the campaign, the 2-year campaign to end child marriage. The campaign is focusing on increasing awareness and doable actions at country level and in communities with an initial targeting of 10 countries. But a campaign which does not offer opportunities for girls not to go into marriage or for supporting girls in marriage is not sufficient. We need a campaign that is impactful, that changes lives, and that reaches everybody in their communities, wherever they are. It could be in the urban slums, they could be in refugee camps, or they could be in the rural areas. Wherever the girls are, this is the moment to translate that campaign into action. And therefore, at this summit, there are certain key messages that we would like to emphasize. First, it is about investing in the education and empowerment of girls, that they are able to remain in school, that they have access to quality education that enables them to get a job, to get decent employment, but also to be entrepreneurial, to have a livelihood, so that marriage is not seen as a coping out of poverty. So the investment, the focus on girls' education is important. Secondly, it is about investing in the health. The issues around reproductive health, sexual and reproductive health and rights for young women and for girls, age-appropriate comprehensive sexuality education, because girls need to have the possibility to say no, to be able to negotiate these relationships in the times when they are put under a lot of pressure. The issue of child marriage is also about families taking responsibilities. It is an issue of violence against women. We know that 39,000 girls are married off each day. These are 39,000 sexual abuse cases that we are talking about. So child marriage is actually a criminal act. It is a violence against women issue. It needs to be treated with the same seriousness that it deserves, because it is about human rights violation. But as we have this conversation with the heads of states, we also need to remind our heads of states of the commitments that they've made. We know that there are many baskets of commitments to issues of children, whether we're talking about the Convention on the Rights of the Child, or we're talking about the Convention on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women. I'm asking the US to ratify the Convention on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women, just as much as I am asking the African leaders to implement this same convention, because we need a global commitment to ending discrimination, to ending abuse, and to ending violations of girls. And therefore, as the heads of states meet in the various corridors and negotiate the partnership between the US and Africa, put young people at the center, put girls at the center. It is an investment of a lifetime for us to be able to end child marriage. It means our households, our communities are able to break the silence and are also able to break the cycle of poverty. Ending child marriage has many economic benefits, but also it has many rights benefits, because it is about restoring the dignity of communities. Again, in a situation of Africa and looking at the role of the US, this is a security issue. We know that many girls in Africa experience child marriage in situations of conflict. Ending wars by itself, whether it's the situation in the DRC or the situation in South Sudan, we know that ending conflict prevents child marriage. Therefore, the issue of child marriage is a security issue. And our calling and my calling to the heads of states and to all who are gathered at this summit is to prioritize the dignity, the rights, the life of communities, and putting an end to conflict and protecting the rights. The implementation of 1325 in situations of conflict is just so is fundamental, but it requires some shift. It requires a very clear shift. Our governments should invest in education and health and trade less in arms, innovation, in education, in economic development. That is what will get our girls out of marriage and not wars. Therefore, my calling to all who are in this side event is, it's all about action. Every action counts. For us to end child marriage, not only do we need actions to be defined in the post-2015 agenda, we need national action plans, we need community action plans, we need households to be able to take strong actions, but we also need our girls to be empowered. I wish you the best.